All right, so we've got the Samson Go Mic Mobile hooked up here. I'm outside because I want to get a little ambience. I want to see how it does. Now, this microphone is great. The form factor's little, and there's a couple interesting things about this microphone. All the audio you're hearing now, raw audio straight into my phone. I'm filming on an iPhone 13 Pro. I think that's what I got. I don't know, it's old, I'm pretty sure that's what I got. But I'm plugged into the camera with the microphone. I got that all set up. And a couple interesting things about this microphone. One, nice small form factor. I like that a lot. Another thing that I do like a lot is that the microphone right here is actually on the little clip part. It's not on the big part, right? So let me just pull out the other one here for you to take a quick look at. So on this little device here, the mic is actually right here. That little hole right there, that's the mic, right? It's not on this side. So this, the whole big part can sit inside your shirt or something, and you could just have this clipped on, you know, your shirt like this. Maybe you have a dress shirt on, and the only thing that you would see would be this part. Now they do make a little windscreen that comes with it that you could use if you wanted it. For now, we're gonna put this back in here. So I just clipped it on my sweatshirt. I put the big part inside my sweatshirt so it's out of the way. I like that a lot. So form factor is nice. It's different than a lot of the other mics that you've seen because the microphone's on that little clip part. Works out really well. It's very inconspicuous, right? You don't have to really see the big bulky mic, right? The big chunky thing. So I like that a lot. The next thing that I notice is that the microphone is very simple, right? We don't have tons of settings and buttons and all kinds of stuff to worry about. You've got like a couple settings, that's it. You can make it a stereo or mono recording. Now, if you're only using one of these, you could do it either way, right? But if you do it in stereo, it's only gonna go to either the right channel for one microphone, or if you're using both of them, it's gonna do one to the right channel, one to the left channel. And that way you can, in post, change it out, right? So you can film your video, you can have two lav mics, you'll have two tracks of audio, one in the right track, one in the left track, and then in Resolve you can specify which track or which side you want to use, a right or left channel, which channel you want to use. Got to get my terminology right here. So that works out pretty good. Now, the other thing that we can do on these things is adjust our levels a little bit, right? So we can adjust between a few different settings for levels. We can do -15, -12, -9, I think -5, and then 0. So right now on my phone, I'm filming at -9 dB, right? Because I don't want it to get too loud. On the unit that's connected to my phone, I can actually see where my levels are falling, which is nice. It gives me green, I'm in the good, yellow, you might want to be a little careful, and red, you want to make sure you're not there because you don't want to peak out your audio. So that's nice that you have that. And if you're only using one of these, you can just set it to mono and it'll just record right and left channels equally. You'll be good to go. So I really like that it's not overly complicated, right? It's very simple to use. There's not a lot of like knobs, buttons, dials, like settings, all that. There's no app. You don't have to do an app. You could just plug it in your phone. I'm using the Blackmagic Design camera app right now, so that way the video will go right into DaVinci Resolve. That should be pretty sweet. But I like that, you know, I could just plug it in my phone and start recording with it. Works out really good. We do have a bunch of background noise. I got some planes going on. It's a little breezy out here, so I'm curious to see how the audio comes through with that kind of going on, that kind of ambience there. They do make a windscreen that comes with it if you want to use that. But this is pretty much the raw audio for this microphone. And I have to say, I do like the form factor of it. I do like that you only need to see the little section of it. You don't need to see that whole big chunky piece that hangs on your shirt. I don't like the way that looks. I don't think that looks good at all. But it's nice that it's really small because as our cameras, our phones, everything gets smaller, why do we want to carry around a big chunky mic? We don't. We want to have something that's a little bit smaller, that is lighter, that's easier for us to carry and that kind of stuff. So all this has been raw audio directly into my iPhone, and we're going to jump back in the studio. I'm going to show you a little piece of audio that I'm going to edit. I'll put it on the screen when I'm going to show you that, so that way you can hear the difference between my edited audio and the raw audio. We're going to see how we can process it a little bit, and I'm going to wrap this video up and give you some final thoughts, tell you how much it costs, and if it's something that you're interested in, maybe you want to check it out. Let's go. So we're back in the studio here. The audio that you're hearing now, I'm actually going to go through and edit, okay? So this is edited audio. I'm going to mark it on the screen here. This audio has been edited. I tried to make it sound the best that I can. Now, that being said, I went back and I watched what we filmed outside, and it sounded good. I mean, I think it's pretty much good to go. You don't really even have to do anything with it if you don't want to. Of course, there's always ways you can sweeten it up a little bit, but overall, I think it did a pretty good job, and I think it sounded pretty good. Now, if you were interested in this mic, it's gonna run you about $249 or so, depending on where you get it. I'll leave some links down below. You can check that out if you're interested. But let me just tell you about a few other key features for this microphone. So like I already mentioned, it's a 2-channel system. So if you're using both of the lav mics, you're gonna have one record to the right channel, one record to the left channel. Then in post, you can select which one you want to use and change that to a mono track. Boom, you're good to go. It's a really easy thing to do. I've got some videos in Resolve on how to do that. Super easy. It does operate on 2.4 gigahertz band, so that's pretty standard for a lot of wireless mics. You're gonna get about 100 feet of range out of it, give or take a little bit, depending on your line of sight. Now, it's not gonna be able to go through walls and buildings and things like that. You kinda wanna try and keep that line of sight open while you're using it, but you should be able to get up to 100 feet with this particular setup. So when it comes to battery life, the transmitters and the receiver, which is on the camera now, should get about 5 hours of battery life. Now, when you charge up the case itself, that's gonna add another 25 hours of charge time. So you're gonna be able to recharge a few times when this is fully charged. You put everything back in the case, it's gonna charge it up for you, and then you can go ahead and start using it again. So it's just nice to have that as a storage bank, right? You can just power or recharge your devices right inside that thing, pop them back in when you're done, they'll charge up and be ready to go for the next time that you're gonna go out and use the microphone. It does have different shoe mount adapters on it for the unit that's on my camera now. You can attach the iPhone piece to plug into your iPhone. You can attach the piece that's a USB-C to plug into an Android or your computer. And you've also got a cold shoe mount that you can use to put in the bottom of that thing and then have it sit on your camera, so that way it'll stay nice and put on your camera. The receiving unit that's on my camera now does have a headphone jack, so you can monitor it if you want to. And you also get those 2 extra cords, one that is for a camera, which I'm using right now, and then you've got this one which can be used for a phone or whatever you might need it for. And the other thing that it comes with that I mentioned earlier outside is these little guys, these little windscreens, I'm gonna call it. And they're little, it's nice. It actually might make it blend into my black sweatshirt a little bit better if I was wearing it outside. But you can use that if you got a lot of wind going on and you don't want it to interfere with the microphone so much. Overall, I gotta say, I'm impressed with Samson on this one. You guys did a great job. What do you guys think? I wanna know what's your opinion of the raw audio versus the edited audio. Do you like one over the other? Would you even bother editing it? Or would you just leave it straight out of camera? You think that's good enough? Let me know your thoughts, leave your comments down below. I wanna say a big thank you to Samson for sending this microphone out. Let me give it a try. They also make other great microphones. I use the Q9X on my podcast. That is a phenomenal microphone. I love that mic. It sounds so good. So good. So if you're looking for a good podcast mic, check that out. But a big thank you to Samson. And with that said, I wanna hear any thoughts you guys have. Leave me a comment down below. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.